2024, October 28, Monday. Poor approval rating. President Yoon has to actively address thorny issues to reverse negative assessment. Gaining and maintaining popularity is not necessarily the top priority for a president. After all, the person who leads the nation often has to embrace policies that may generate protests but need to be enacted for the country's future. However, data on the popularity trends of a president can be viewed from a different angle. If the president's approval rating continues to hit rock bottom, and the reasons for such dismal results are related to bad policies or unwise decisions, the data inevitably points to a serious problem that has to be examined and addressed. As for President Yoon Suk-yeol, his poor approval rating seems to come mostly from what he has failed to do to meet public expectations regarding long-standing hot-button issues, especially concerning his wife Kim Gun-hee over her alleged influence peddling incident. According to a survey released Friday by Gallup Korea, President Yoon Suk-yeol's approval rating dropped back to its lowest level since he took office in May 2022. The survey shows that the positive assessment of Yoon's performance dropped 2 percentage points to 20% in the first week of October from the previous week, while the negative assessment hit 70% on all-time high. The poll was conducted on 1,001 adults from Tuesday to Thursday with a margin of error of plus or minus 3.1 percentage points. Yoon's approval ratings had largely remained in negative territory in recent weeks. After hitting 20% in the second week of September, the latest poll illustrates the worsening public perception of Yoon and his handling of personal and domestic issues, and his reluctance to address them in a meaningful way. The reasons that respondents cited for the negative assessment of Yoon deserve attention. In the survey, 15% said the reason is related to the issues surrounding First Lady Kim Gun-hee, followed by the economy, the cost of living and consumer prices, 14%, and the lack of communication, 12%. The problem is that the reasons cited for Yoon's poor performance have long been known and shared among the public. Worse, Yoon shows no sign of actively addressing the issues, even though a series of poll results continue to send alarms about his poor management of disputes that drag down his image and generate more public discontent. What worries the public the most is the First Lady, who has been hit by a slew of allegations including a stock manipulation scheme, the receipt of a luxury bag in violation of the law, and interference in the ruling People Power Party's candidate nomination process for the April general election. In a separate survey by NBS, about 70% of respondents said that Kim should stop appearing in public altogether in consideration of the problems that she continues to cause. Even 57% of those who support the ruling party and 61% of those who live in Daegu and North Gyeongsang province, a conservative base, agreed that First Lady should refrain from public activities. Mindful of the negative public opinion, Yoon himself said she would limit her public activities, but only 3 days later, she appeared at an event for the visit of Polish President Andrzej Duda. Aside from the controversy over the First Lady, Yoon faced a host of thorny issues such as North Korea's military cooperation with Russia over the war in Ukraine, the forthcoming U.S. election, and the gloomy outlook for the country's economic growth. Against this backdrop, you must not ignore the clear warning signs shown in the first, because if the approval rating plunges below the 20% mark, his capacity to implement key national agendas will be severely undermined.